need to know the importance of neuroscience 0 to 3 development, as that is very critical and a basic foundation, permanent lifetime wiring of an infant, upon which the secondary wiring and personality development is based upon. As a result of this, if we fail to nurture those nature of the individual, thinking genes are controlling everything, we are taking a wrong decision. Where are we at the crossroads of science, body, mind, soul connection and spirituality? We have seen loss of human values. There is aggression at school, bullying at school, violence at school, shootings that are not needed. There is domestic violence, emotional neglect. Children are lost and caught in this toxic stress and anxiety that has killed brain cells and has caused physical and neuropsych or mental health disorders. Genes always do not determine personality. There is a blueprint, that's only 50%. If you come from a very intelligent family, you have the blueprint, but if the nurture fails, the genes do not get expressed. Likewise, if there are bad genes of bipolar depression, anger management issues, and if the environment provokes those genes, they do get expressed. They do not get expressed if nurture expresses good personality development and extracts the values and inherent strengths of every newborn. It has nothing to do with the richness or poverty or socioeconomic status. There have been plenty of studies, and my investigations, besides the Johnson & Johnson Roundtable Conference, I also read literature from esteemed researchers like Dr. Bruce Duncan Perry, Martin Teicher from Harvard University, Herbert Benson, Andrew Newberg, Harry T. Chugani, Craig T. Ramey, Adrian Rainey. There are so many who have contributed, and the latest who is doing striking research is Dr. Eric Korchesny on the autism and the role of imbalance between the excitatory, inhibitory neuronal networks that are failing as functional units, and the anatomy and the structure of the brain. We are very blessed to have MEG scans, fMRIs, PET scans, SPECT scans that can delineate a part of the brain that is working or non-functioning. As a result of this, we have come a long way with 30 years of neuroscience research, and particularly addressing more so as a preventive measure for 0 to 3. Why do we have to do this? Where are we? Among the affluent class, 4% of the population have ADHD, 16% of the population from the inner city have hyperactive child syndrome, or what we call it as attention deficit hyperactive disorder. Only 300,000 cases get some help. Child abuse under 12 months of age is 24 per 1,000. That's staggering and high compared to some European countries. Teen pregnancy is high, 1 in 36 in some parts of the United States, 1 in 68 in some parts of the United States. Rape, 24 cases for every minute, or 9% of the overall population. Physical abuse and aggression is much more so among the women. 1 out of 4, or 24.3% of women get physically abused. 1 out of 7 men get physically abused. This leaves a lifetime impact on the population. We do have Catherine Rice Marikanga's studies that shows 18 to 34 years, the youth, 48 to 50% of them have 1 or 2 mental disorders, and these children are raising the children. Among the WHO diagnostic criteria, which is a composite index of diagnostic interview, 22% of the population have one or two severe mental disorders. Overall, 45 to 50% of the general population, particularly adolescents whom they interviewed, 10,000 of them, have mental disorders, and 19% of them have behavior disorders, 14.8% have substance abuse disorders, and this is a major concern. There is teenage substance abuse, violence, as well as suicide and depression. These are staggering. Among the United States, 39.1% of 6-year-old children are having anxiety neurosis by 6 years. 19.1% have behavior disorder that includes ODD, ADHD, emotional disorders by 11 years. Between 13 to 15 years, 14.8% of the population are having mood disorders. This includes depression, anxiety neurosis, suicidal tendencies, homicidal tendencies, aggression, bipolar depression, and so on. By 15 years, 10 to 12% of the teenagers are resorting to substance abuse. And we are spending about $83 billion trying to fix these neuropsychiatric problems. We are spending $39 billion. 1 out of 59 kids are autistic in United States. In India, 1 out of 100 have autism spectrum disorder as per the statistics. I don't know how much that is genuine. I don't know if there are more, and for social stigma some may not have been reported. And we are spending in United States $39 billion offering therapies to fix a problem. Lot of changes can happen and can be preventive from prenatal period, 7th month of pregnancy, through the first 3 years of life, the first 1,000 days after the delivery. We also need to focus upon preventing infections, offering proper nutrition and education as soon as the mother is pregnant, because the number of cells and exposure to drug and alcohol prior to the 4.5 months of pregnancy determines some sequela or morbidity and the number of cells that the infant is born with at the time of birth. Every child is born with 100 billion cells that are eager to connect, and they do so after birth than before birth. And the nurture to extract their inherent potential, because no 2-month-old knows how to be violent, hate, they love themselves, they look up into the caretaker's eyes, smile, and they are willing to learn. They look for cues from the primary caretaker. They don't know violence. They have love, sympathy, empathy. They experience anything that stays with them. They have robust memory, and they are eager to learn within their own environment, and they are very intuitive. If somebody frowns, they know it is a bad sign. When somebody smiles, they know that it is rewarding. So that intuition. So we need to extract the inherent potential of the individual from 0 to 3 years through multisensory integration based nurture that promotes these 100 billion cells to connect with each other, 250,000 cells per minute. If they receive a sensory signal in a state of perfect relaxation, 10,000 connections through the dendritic formations, cell to cell. And this is hardwiring, because there was no memory before, there was no experience before, and this is the first time experience and memory. If we do not use them, we lose 600,000 cells per minute times 10,000 connections cell to cell. Falling down, what is called as apoptosis, is lot greater than constructing, and we are not even using 1,000th of the brain power that every individual is capable of, in which The nutrition is important, mother's nutrition is important, the nurture is important, bringing calmness is important, state of internal relaxation is important, music therapy and touch therapy is very, very important, and talking to children is very important from birth, and reading to them from 6 months to 3 years is very important. Then I will definitely see from my own case presentations that children will have better future, they will develop self-respect, trust, worth, and they know how to self-regulate, which is an important thing that has to happen in the first 3 years of life, and to make healthy choices. And the first guru or the teacher are the primary caretakers. We are talking about 0 to 3, mother, father, uncle, aunt, grandparents, and extended family members who are watching the children. This extends also not to the home alone. We need to be cautious about the society and the structure and teaching tools that the Head Start programs, daycare centers are using, and they should offer curriculum, infant yoga, baby yoga, music therapy, and touch therapy. So we could do tremendous improvement by being preventive. Einstein said, intellectuals try to fix a problem, geniuses prevent a problem. We should all be enlightened geniuses, which is a current global society with the health risk behaviors, drug and alcohol problems, and mental health that is not getting proper help because of various reasons. And I will leave it up to my books and review so that people can read from that why this is happening. Aristotle said, lesser flame is consumed by the larger one. Lesser flame takes a longer time to expand, whereas the larger one immediately consumes it. The lesser flame should be the weaknesses in the society where we are with the statistics I had just given. The larger flame should be everybody rising to the occasion and to be more preventive 0 to 3, because when we are trying to treat a problem after it has already started, we are losing money. The problem can be fixed 28 weeks preterm pregnancy through the first 1,000 days of life, and first 5 years are very critical. Be watchful about the electronics. They seem to have a major role in brain matter attrition, and this will be discussed further with the scan support. Thank you so much. I have already mentioned the researchers, and then latest information on electronic scanning is from Lin Zhou and Yin from University of China. Thank you so much for giving me this opportunity.